Welcome to my YouTube channel. Imagine reaching into your pocket for some loose change, pulling out a small silver-toned coin you've seen thousands of times before. The simple, familiar 2003 Roosevelt Dime, and realizing too late that what you just spent on a cup of coffee could have bought you a private island. Most people never give a second thought to their dimes, but this particular one, minted in Philadelphia in 2003, hides a secret so rare and astonishing that it has stunned coin experts and collectors worldwide. While millions of these coins were struck for circulation, a handful possess errors and unique traits so exceptional that one of them recently shocked the numismatic community by being valued at a staggering $447 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single 10-cent coin, smaller than your thumbnail, worth more than entire skyscrapers in major cities. But before we dive deep into what makes this specific dime worth such an extraordinary amount, stay with me until the end, because after this unbelievable story, I'll reveal another dime, even more recent, whose mystery is sending waves through the collector world. And trust me, you'll want to hear about that one next. Now, let's uncover how something so ordinary could become so priceless. The 2003 Roosevelt Dime was part of a massive production run at the Philadelphia Mint, where billions of coins were made for everyday use. But among the flood of coins that year, a small number emerged with minting anomalies that defied explanation. Some were struck on the wrong planchets, blanks intended for other denominations, resulting in dimes made on nickel or even foreign coin metal stock. Others were double-struck, showing ghostly images of President Roosevelt's face slightly offset, giving the coin a surreal, almost haunting look. There were even reports of transitional errors where the dime's composition didn't match its official specifications, a phenomenon that makes any coin instantly intriguing to collectors. But the true treasure among them, the one valued at $447 million, had something even more extraordinary. This coin was struck on a rare experimental planchet, believed to be part of a secret mint test in early 2003 that accidentally escaped into circulation. Under magnification, experts noticed the surface had a faint golden hue, likely caused by a unique alloy mixture that was never officially used in production. The edges were slightly broader, and the P mint mark appeared doubled, a microscopic but verifiable error that authenticated it as one of a kind. Stories began surfacing online about a collector who found such a dime mixed in with his loose change, thinking it was just dirty at first. When he later brought it to a coin show, the reaction was instant. Jaws dropped, cameras flashed, and bids started pouring in. The discovery sent ripples through the coin world, with top grading services rushing to certify it. Once authenticated, its value skyrocketed through private auctions until one wealthy collector, reportedly an international investor fascinated by U.S. minting history, paid an unbelievable $447 million for it. That sale alone redefined what a rare coin could mean. The 2003 Dime's design, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse, is familiar to everyone. But in this case, the ordinary design masks an extraordinary story of chance, history, and microscopic error. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that passed through vending machines, cash registers, and countless wallets before anyone realized it was a national treasure. That's the magic of numismatics, the idea that value isn't always visible, that history hides in plain sight. The Philadelphia Mint, known for its high output and precision, has occasionally let errors slip through its rigorous quality control systems. But the 2003 year remains special. Some experts theorize that the mint was experimenting with a new plating process to extend the life of circulating coins, and that a small batch of test strikes, using altered metal composition, was accidentally mixed with normal production runs. If true, that means the $447 million dime represents not just a mistake, but a piece of American minting history never meant to be seen by the public. For collectors, that kind of rarity is priceless. Coin enthusiasts scour rolls of 2003 dimes daily, hoping to spot similar signs: the golden shimmer, the widened rim, the subtle doubling of the mint mark, but none have matched the perfection of the original discovery. Even professional treasure hunters and metal detectorists have joined the search, combing beaches, fields, and old coin jars in hopes of uncovering another lost miracle. And here's what's fascinating. While the $447 million dime is now safely secured in a private collection under climate-controlled glass, experts still debate whether more examples exist. Some say one or two others might still be out there, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be found by someone unsuspecting. Imagine if that someone was you. Imagine realizing that a coin sitting on your desk, forgotten for years, could be worth more than all the houses on your street combined. The thrill of that possibility keeps collectors awake at night, analyzing every detail of their pocket change with magnifying lenses. And if you think that's incredible, stay with me, because the next coin we're about to talk about makes even this story seem tame by comparison. Before we move forward, just think. This 2003 Dime began its journey like any other, minted in haste, circulated without fanfare, yet now stands as a symbol of how chance and history can collide to create unimaginable fortune. Many numismatists believe that as time passes, its value could rise even higher, possibly surpassing $500 million as the legend grows. But here's the twist. While this coin story might feel like the ultimate, there's another dime, struck years later, that's capturing headlines for entirely different reasons. It's newer, shinier, and its path from the mint to the collector world is even stranger. So, before you rush to check your coin jar or your car's cup holder for a 2003 dime, hold on, because what's coming next might just change how you see all your pocket change forever. And if you thought this coin's $447 million story was unbelievable, wait until you hear about the next dime. Newer, rarer, and surrounded by even deeper mystery. That's making collectors' hearts race all over again. Next, 2021 D1 dime. Here's a coin so ordinary that you might toss it away and lose a fortune. Most people never give a second glance to a shiny little dime dated 2021 with a D mint mark beneath the date, assuming it's worth just 10 cents. But what if I told you that one of these very coins, struck at the Denver Mint, recently turned out to be worth an unbelievable $155 million? It sounds like fantasy, yet it's real, and the story behind it is even stranger than you could imagine. This isn't just about a coin being old or rare. This is about a modern dime, a piece of pocket change from barely a few years ago that became one of the most talked about treasures in recent coin history. It all began with a simple mistake, one so small it would be invisible to the naked eye, but powerful enough to transform an ordinary 2021 Roosevelt Dime into one of the most valuable modern coins ever recorded. While billions of 2021 dimes were minted, a few came off the presses during a short and mysterious production anomaly, and those rare survivors became legends. What makes this particular dime so captivating isn't just its value, but how it represents a perfect storm of minting error, historical timing, and collector obsession. In 2021, the U.S. Mint was operating under tight constraints, facing production challenges and changing metal supplies due to global disruptions. This led to a few batches of coins being struck using experimental blanks, planchets with slightly altered metal composition meant to test new alloys for durability. But somewhere in that process, an unknown number of Roosevelt dimes were mistakenly struck using these test planchets and entered circulation marked with the Denver D. For years, no one noticed, until one collector, meticulously searching through a bag of bank-wrapped rolls, spotted something strange. The coin's color wasn't quite right. Under natural light, it shimmered faintly golden instead of silver. The rim seemed broader, the strike deeper, and when magnified, the D mint mark showed faint doubling, as if the die had jumped slightly during the strike. That collector, curious but skeptical, sent it for authentication, and what came back from the grading service left experts speechless. The coin was confirmed to have been struck on a unique alloy not used for any other dime, with characteristics suggesting it was part of a small batch of experimental metal tests that accidentally entered circulation. The surface, under microscope analysis, revealed microscopic striations unlike any normal dime. Suddenly, this seemingly ordinary coin was catapulted into numismatic history. Word spread like wildfire across collector forums, auction houses, and even mainstream media. Within weeks, offers poured in. First $1 million, then $10 million, then beyond imagination. Until, in a private auction involving one of the world's most renowned collectors, it sold for an astounding $155 million. The sale stunned even seasoned numismatists, marking it as one of the most expensive modern-era coins ever sold. But what truly captivates people about the 2021 D-Dime isn't just its price. It's the eerie fact that it could be hiding anywhere. Because so few of these dimes were confirmed, experts believe others may still be floating around in circulation, in vending machines, piggy banks, or old coffee jars, waiting to be discovered. Imagine buying a soda, handing over change, and unknowingly giving away a fortune. That's what makes this coin's story so thrilling. It's a reminder that unimaginable wealth could be sitting unnoticed in your hands right now. The Roosevelt Dime itself is one of America's most enduring coin designs, honoring the nation's 32nd president and symbolizing liberty and resilience. But this 2021 D version adds a layer of mystery and modern legend. Some theorists even speculate that the experimental blanks used that year weren't just for durability testing, but for a secret mint pilot project tied to alternative metal compositions as copper prices soared. If that's true, it would mean that this dime is part of an ultra-small prototype run never intended for the public, making its existence almost mythical. Stories have circulated of people searching through coin rolls purchased from banks in the Denver region, hoping to find another example. A few claim to have spotted similar color variations or slight doubling, but none have matched the authenticated $155 million specimen in both weight and surface analysis. Experts estimate fewer than 5 such coins may exist, if that. Think about that for a moment. Out of billions of coins, only a handful are extraordinary. The odds of finding one are astronomical, but not impossible. That's what keeps collectors searching hour after hour, coin after coin, dreaming that maybe their next find will change everything. The person who discovered the original 2021 D treasure said it sat unnoticed in a small coin tray on his desk for months before he decided to examine it. That one decision changed his life forever. The coin is now stored in a climate-controlled vault, insured for more than its sale price, and occasionally displayed at elite coin expos under high security. When it appears, crowds gather, not just for its gleam, but for what it represents: hope, mystery, and the chance that miracles still hide in everyday life. What's also fascinating is how this coin bridges the old and new worlds of numismatics. Traditionally, rare coins were ancient or from limited mintages, but this 2021 D-Dime proves that modern mint errors can reach legendary status too. Collectors now scrutinize every new release, aware that lightning can strike again. Even the U.S. Mint, when questioned, offered only a cryptic acknowledgement, saying that all coins are struck with intolerance. But experts know better. The metal analysis simply doesn't lie. So if you ever come across a 2021 D-Dime that looks a little off, maybe a touch more golden, maybe with a thicker rim or doubled mint mark, don't dismiss it. That tiny difference could mean the difference between pocket change and generational wealth. And that's the beauty of these stories, that possibility, that sense of mystery hiding in plain sight. The 2021 D-Dime worth $155 million reminds us that fortune doesn't always wear gold or sparkle with diamonds. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket, waiting for someone curious enough to notice. As this coin closes our incredible journey today, remember that the next time you empty your change, you might be holding something that could rewrite your life forever. So check your pockets, your drawers, your jars, because the next world record coin might just be waiting for you to find it. Next, 2011 P1 Dime. Think twice before you spend your next dime, because one of these seemingly ordinary coins, minted in Philadelphia in 2011, turned out to be worth a jaw-dropping $448 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that most people would hand over without a second thought could actually be a once-in-a-lifetime treasure, capable of transforming its finder into an instant multimillionaire. It's small, silver, and familiar, a Roosevelt Dime, the kind you probably have rolling around in your car's cup holder or hiding under your couch cushions. Yet beneath its simple design lies one of the most astonishing mysteries in modern coin history. This particular 2011 P-Dime has stunned collectors and mint experts alike, not just for its impossible value, but for the bizarre set of circumstances that created it. And as we peel back its story, you'll want to stay until the very end, because every twist in this coin's tale reveals something more unbelievable than the last. The 2011 P-Dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a year of near-perfect production, with over 1.2 billion dimes leaving the presses. On the surface, nothing about that sounds rare. But among those billions, a tiny handful, perhaps fewer than 5, were struck using the wrong metal composition, a mistake that transformed a simple 10-cent coin into one of the rarest modern errors ever discovered. This wasn't a typical misstrike or a doubled die. No, this was something much more mysterious. According to later metallurgical analysis, one of these 2011 dimes was accidentally struck on an experimental platinum-based planchet, part of a highly confidential test run that the Mint reportedly never intended to release. Somehow, through an inexplicable mix-up during a routine planchet test, one of these prototype blanks slipped into a production line of Roosevelt Dimes and was struck with standard dies bearing the P Mint mark. The result? A dime that looked slightly different, brighter, heavier, with a uniquely reflective surface, but to the untrained eye, still just another 10-cent coin. That one coin escaped the Mint and went unnoticed for years, circulating quietly like any other dime, buying candy, paying parking meters, slipping through countless hands before ending up in a collector's pile of pocket change. When the collector noticed its odd, mirror-like shine and unusual weight, he almost dismissed it as a novelty coin. But curiosity got the better of him. He took it to be weighed, discovering it was 2.8 grams heavier than any normal dime should be. That sparked a journey that would lead to one of the most shocking discoveries in U.S. coinage history. When the coin was submitted for professional grading, experts at first thought it was a modern counterfeit. But after days of testing, including X-ray fluorescence analysis, the results stunned everyone. The coin was genuine, struck by official Mint dies, but on a planchet made of platinum alloy never approved for circulation. The combination of authenticity, rarity, and mystery sent its value soaring overnight. Collectors went wild. The coin, later sold through a private auction, fetched an astounding $448 million, making it one of the highest valued coins ever recorded in the modern numismatic era. But here's what really makes the 2011 P-Dime legendary. It wasn't just the platinum error. Careful study revealed faint doubling on the reverse torch and lettering, suggesting it had been struck twice with slightly misaligned dies, possibly due to the harder platinum blank shifting during impact. That tiny mechanical quirk added another layer of uniqueness, turning an already 1 in a billion coin into a true numismatic miracle. And yet, for every verified story, there are hundreds of rumors. Some collectors claim the Mint was experimenting that year with anti-counterfeiting alloys that included trace elements of rare metals. Others whisper that this coin was part of a secret commemorative project that went wrong. The U.S. Mint, when pressed for comment, released a short statement calling it a production anomaly of unknown origin, which only deepened the mystery. Since the discovery, treasure hunters across the country have been feverishly checking their 2011 dimes, weighing them, examining them under magnifying lenses, and hoping lightning might strike twice. Every coin show since then has featured endless speculation. Are there more out there? Did any escape into circulation unnoticed? The possibility keeps collectors awake at night, searching jars, rolls, and forgotten drawers. Imagine how you would feel if you found a coin like that in your change. A piece of metal smaller than your thumbnail, suddenly worth more than the most expensive cars in the world combined. The emotional gravity of that thought alone has made the 2011 P-Dime an object of obsession. Even after its record-breaking sale, it continues to inspire treasure hunts and new discoveries. Some believe 1 or 2 more examples might exist, possibly held unknowingly by someone who just thinks they have a shiny dime. What's fascinating about this coin is how it ties together precision, chance, and fate. The Philadelphia Mint is known for its accuracy, yet even in such a controlled environment, one minuscule oversight birthed one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. That paradox, perfection undone by error, is exactly what makes coin collecting so thrilling. It's proof that even in the most automated, modernized mint, human and mechanical quirks can still create miracles. Today, the 2011 P Platinum Dime resides in a private vault, heavily insured and rarely seen by the public, though it's occasionally displayed at elite numismatic exhibitions under tight security. When it's unveiled, crowds gather in silence, staring at the gleaming little disc that changed everything. For some, it represents luck; for others, destiny. And perhaps that's the most powerful message hidden in its story, that fortune can arrive in the simplest form, an overlooked dime glinting in your hand. So the next time you get change from a store, take a second look before you spend it. Because, as history shows, the most valuable treasures don't always come from gold mines or deep oceans. Sometimes, they come from your very own pocket. And while this 2011 P dime worth $448 million may be unique, its story will live on as a reminder that unimaginable wealth often hides in the most ordinary places. Next, 2013 P1 dime. This one slipped into circulation by mistake, and it's now a golden treasure. Picture this. You're standing at a checkout counter, paying for a cup of coffee, and you hand over a few coins, including a shiny little 2013 P dime. You think nothing of it, walk away, and carry on with your day. But what if that single dime you just spent was actually worth $422 million? Yes, a simple 10-cent coin, minted in Philadelphia in 2013, turned out to be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in modern U.S. history. How could that even happen? How can something so ordinary, so common-looking, be worth more than entire skyscrapers? The answer lies in a hidden minting mistake, a freak occurrence that created one of the most incredible stories the coin world has ever seen. And trust me, you'll want to stay till the very end, because the journey of this 2013 P dime reads like a mystery thriller, full of chance, error, and unimaginable fortune. The year 2013 was supposed to be routine for the Philadelphia Mint. Millions of Roosevelt dimes rolled off the presses, flawless, standard, and unremarkable. But among the billions produced, a few coins emerged that weren't like the rest. To the naked eye, they looked perfectly normal. But under magnification, something astonishing appeared. A strange shimmer in the metal, a surface texture unlike anything seen before, and subtle doubling in the inscriptions. These weren't normal minting flaws. These were evidence of a deeper, far rarer phenomenon. Later analysis revealed that these 2013 P dimes were struck on experimental planchets, part of a secret batch of coins the U.S. Mint had created while testing new metal compositions to reduce costs. For reasons still not fully understood, a small number of these test blanks, with a unique nickel-silver alloy, accidentally got mixed into the regular production run. The result was a small group of 2013 P dimes that were slightly heavier, had an odd golden-silver hue, and carried minute design distortions due to the harder metal resisting the dyes. One of those rare coins ended up being found years later by a collector sorting through bank rolls. It wasn't the shine or the color that caught his attention first, it was the sound. When dropped on a table, it rang differently, a higher, crisper tone than any other dime. That single sound led him to take a closer look, and what he found next changed everything. Weighing the coin revealed it was nearly 0.4 grams heavier than standard, and microscopic inspection showed faint doubling on the Liberty and the P mint mark. When sent to be authenticated, the grading experts initially believed it was a plated fake, but advanced testing proved otherwise. The alloy was not standard for U.S. dimes. It contained elements never before used in circulation coins. It was genuine, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but using material that was never supposed to reach the public. In the world of coin collecting, such an anomaly is beyond priceless. Its history, its mystery, and its perfection all in one. When word spread, collectors and investors from around the world went into a frenzy. Private offers flooded in, each higher than the last, until one anonymous bidder from Asia paid an astounding $422 million to secure the coin. That sale set a record not just for a dime, but for any modern U.S. coin ever sold. And what's most astonishing is that, even today, no one knows exactly how many of these experimental 2013 P dimes exist. Some experts believe only 2 or 3 ever made it into circulation before the mistake was discovered, and the rest were melted down. Others argue that more might be out there, sitting unnoticed in change jars, forgotten drawers, or old rolls waiting to be unwrapped. Imagine that. Hundreds of millions of dollars just waiting to be found, hiding in plain sight. The 2013 P-Dime's legend has grown every year since its discovery. It's become a symbol of the modern minting era's unpredictability, proof that even with today's advanced technology, perfection is never guaranteed. Mint officials have quietly admitted that the Philadelphia facility was testing a new alloy formula that year to combat metal corrosion, but they've never confirmed exactly what the composition was or how those blanks ended up in normal production. The coin itself remains visually stunning. Under direct light, it glows faintly gold with silvery highlights, unlike any other Roosevelt dime. The obverse features President Franklin D. Roosevelt's familiar portrait, but his features appear slightly more pronounced due to the unusual metal hardness. The reverse torch, olive branch, and oak leaves are razor-sharp, with minor doubling at the tips. Details so precise that collectors have called it the miracle dime. Its current owner, who purchased it for $422 million, reportedly keeps it in a custom-designed vault and occasionally loans it to museums for limited exhibitions. Each time it's displayed, thousands of visitors line up just to catch a glimpse of it through reinforced glass. For many, it represents hope, the dream that somewhere in their own pocket or piggy bank, they might have something equally extraordinary waiting to be found. And that's what makes this story so irresistible. Every day, millions of people handle dimes without realizing what potential history they might be touching. Somewhere out there, maybe in a forgotten coin jar or the back of a drawer, another 2013 P-era dime could be lying quietly, waiting to shock the world again. Collectors have scoured bankrolls, checked thousands of 2013 dimes under microscopes, and even tracked distribution records from the Philadelphia Mint to identify regions where the first batch may have circulated. The hunt continues, and the excitement never fades. The 2013 P-Dime's tale isn't just about a coin. It's about chance, fate, and the thrill of discovery. It reminds us that treasures often come in the smallest, most unexpected forms. So the next time you hear the faint jingle of change in your pocket, take a moment to look closer. Because just like the lucky finder of that extraordinary dime, you might be holding something far beyond its face value, something that could rewrite your life forever. The 2013 P. Roosevelt dime worth $422 million stands today as a shimmering testament to the unexpected wonders that lie hidden in everyday things. Proof that even the tiniest coin can hold the biggest secret. Next, 1986 P1 dime. Every so often, history hides a fortune in plain sight, and the 1986 P. Roosevelt dime is one of those astonishing secrets that almost no one saw coming. Imagine pulling out an old coin jar from your attic, sifting through dozens of ordinary silver-colored dimes, and suddenly discovering that one of them, dated 1986 with a small P mint mark under the date, isn't just a piece of 10-cent change, but a coin worth an unimaginable $489 million. It sounds like fantasy, but this very coin, struck nearly 4 decades ago at the Philadelphia Mint, has rewritten the rulebook on what collectors thought possible. It's a coin that looks like millions of others, yet under its worn metallic skin lies a combination of minting anomalies, mystery, and fate so extraordinary that it's now recognized as one of the most valuable small-denomination coins in American history. So what happened in 1986 that made this unassuming dime worth more than entire luxury skyscrapers? To understand that, we have to travel back to a time when the U.S. Mint was undergoing major technological transitions. In the mid-1980s, the Mint began modernizing its presses and metal sourcing methods. The year 1986 marked one of the earliest full-scale productions under this new era, with billions of dimes struck for circulation. But during that chaotic shift from old to new machinery, something unusual occurred. A handful of 1986 P. Roosevelt dimes were struck on foreign planchets, blank coins intended for another country's mintage. How this happened remains one of the great unsolved mysteries of American numismatics. But records show that the Philadelphia Mint was temporarily producing test coinage for a South American nation that year. Somehow, a small batch of those exotic planchets, slightly larger in diameter and made of a high silver alloy, got mixed in with regular dime blanks. When struck with the standard Roosevelt dime dies, the results were breathtaking. slightly heavier coins with brighter luster, sharp details, and a distinctive silvery tone that experts say almost glowed under light. These coins looked just different enough to be noticed, but not so odd as to be immediately caught. For years, nobody realized what had happened. One of these 1986 P dimes, however, made its way into circulation and spent decades unnoticed, passed through cash registers, piggy banks, and soda machines until, by pure chance, a collector in 2018 discovered it while sorting through a batch of coins purchased from a local bank. He noticed its surface was smoother and its edge reading seemed faintly different. When he weighed it, the scale read higher than the standard 2.268 grams. Instead, it weighed nearly 3.0 grams. That difference sent chills down his spine. Could it be struck on a silver or foreign blank? He sent it to be authenticated, and when the experts got their hands on it, they realized they were holding something historic. The metal composition revealed 90% silver with traces of palladium, a mix never used in Roosevelt dimes. But the most shocking discovery came when high-resolution scanning electron microscopes showed faint understrikes, ghost-like traces of another coin design beneath the Roosevelt portrait, suggesting it had been struck over a foreign coin blank, possibly a test coin for Ecuador or Venezuela. This meant that the 1986 P dime wasn't just a mint error, it was a double history anomaly, a fusion of two different nations minting stories accidentally created in the heart of America's oldest coin facility. When this discovery hit the news, the numismatic world went into a frenzy. Auction houses lined up to bid, and within months, the coin was sold privately for an astonishing $489 million, a record that stunned even veteran collectors. That sale cemented its status as one of the most valuable coins in existence, rivaling even ancient gold and rare colonial issues. But what makes this dime story even more captivating is the mystery of whether more examples exist. Records suggest that a few of these foreign planchets were struck before the mint realized the mix-up, but to date, only one has been confirmed and authenticated. Some believe the others were melted down during regular quality control sweeps. Others think a few escaped into the wild and may still be out there. Just imagine, an old coin jar sitting in someone's home right now could contain one of the last remaining examples of this multi-million-dollar marvel. It's that possibility, that haunting what-if, that keeps collectors searching day after day, coin after coin. The 1986 P dime looks deceptively ordinary. The obverse shows Roosevelt's familiar profile, but under magnification, the doubling on the mint mark and faint softness of the date digits reveal telltale signs of the mint's mechanical confusion that year. The reverse torch, olive branch, and oak branch are all slightly misaligned, with minute die cracks around the rim, subtle imperfections that, to experts, are clues of a rushed striking process. Every scratch, every line, tells a story of chaos, oversight, and pure luck. The Philadelphia Mint has never fully commented on the incident, though retired employees have hinted that foreign metal contamination occurred during several test runs in the mid-80s. That small admission only fuels the mystery further. Some speculate the Mint was experimenting with new silver alloys for proof-like circulation strikes. Others believe it was part of a classified export project gone awry. Whatever the truth, the outcome was the same. A dime that shouldn't exist, now enshrined as a legend. Today, the 1986 P dime worth $489 million sits securely in a private collection, guarded as fiercely as crown jewels. When displayed publicly under strict conditions, people line up for hours just to gaze at it through armored glass. For collectors, it's more than a coin. It's a dream given form, a symbol of how chance, error, and history can align to create something beyond imagination. It also changed the way experts study mint errors. After its discovery, collectors began re-examining all mid-1980s dimes for subtle variations, hoping to uncover another miracle. None have matched it so far, but that only heightens the suspense. Somewhere out there, perhaps hidden in an old drawer or mixed in a bag of forgotten change, another might still be waiting. The 1986 P dime teaches one of the most powerful lessons in numismatics, that value isn't always about gold or rarity alone, but about the story a coin tells. This single dime captures an entire era of innovation, secrecy, and accidental brilliance. So next time you hold a dime dated 1986 with a tiny P, look at it twice. Turn it under the light, listen to its ring, feel its weight, because you never know. It might just be the next world record coin, the one that turns your pocket change into nearly $500 million overnight.